And it makes me sick that you can come up here and give your testimony with absolutely no remorse in your voice. The only thing that you were worried about was the fact that she cheated on you.
We had to sit there and watch you cry for your mommy after we sat here and watched over and over again how you made sure we will never be able to do that again.
Her own earliest memories of her Grammy will always and only be the horrific story and trauma of her Grammy's death.
I've never felt so alone on this earth than the day that you murdered her and every day since.
You, however, will live your days in a prison cell where your short, fat self will undoubtedly be made someone else's special friend, where every day they will have their way with you. Unfortunately for them, if the photos of your toddler-sized shoes have anything to say with it, they will be disappointed. Rot in hell. As Annette's niece, your actions have completely shattered my heart. As a nurse, it pisses me off. Annette devoted her life to taking care of people, just like Jackie did. Everyone in healthcare does. We vow to serve others, even scum like you. After you wreaked havoc that day and stole two beautiful souls who undoubtedly were better human beings and more deserving of life than you will ever be, they still saved your life. I hope every day for the rest of your miserable life, you are haunted by their names, faces, and the legacy that you cut short. Although you don't care about any of that, you've shown no remorse for anything. What if someone had done this to your mother? Imagine having your heart ripped out of your chest. That's what you did to all of us. We had to sit here and look at pictures and watch video of you violently murdering women that you don't even deserve to breathe the same air as. I noticed that you didn't even look up during the autopsy photos. That again shows what kind of a coward you are. You act hard and like you're bad, but you are nothing but a loser who was never going to amount to anything other than a mistake that your mother made the day she birthed you. Your mother will have to live the rest of her life knowing what you did, and I hope that haunts you. It probably won't, because you obviously care nothing about anyone else other than yourself. I hope that that little boy who unfortunately has to share your DNA never grows up to know what a waste of human space you are. I pray that he lives a life full of love and happiness, a life that you would never have given him. Jackie and Annette will live on in me, our families, and every single healthcare worker that will continue to serve others in their honor. You will rot in a prison cell until hopefully you suffer a long and drawn-out painful death and face the hell that you have coming. I'll continue to live and work and serve others. I will be the best nurse that I can possibly be, and I'll continue to live a life full of happiness, love, and grace. I'll make memories with my family and my friends. You, however, will live your days in a prison cell, where your short, fat self will undoubtedly be made someone else's special friend, where every day they will have their way with you. Unfortunately for them, if the photos of your toddler-sized shoes have anything to say with it, they will be disappointed. Rot in hell.
As my mother, I loved taking care of other people, so I professionally raised babies for 12 years. I appreciate your concern. Okay. Firstly, I would like to everyone notice that this jacket is no longer just a jacket. This jacket is the loudest respect I was allowed to show my mama and Jackie Pokuaa. This jacket was worn by my mama for too many years, doing the very thing that cost her her life. Her job. This jacket somehow, some way, just so happened to be the very color that Jackie wore doing the same exact thing. Her job. I lost my mama because she cared more about your son than you did. But you don't care about any of this. Like my girl said, if you did, we wouldn't be here in the first place. All of this show here is for them. My mother, Annette Flowers, Jackie Pokuaa, every healthcare professional across the globe. They do not deserve, nor should they ever have to worry about their safety going into work every day. They're the last community that should have that. My mom, above all else, by choice, was just that, a mom. She was a superwoman, to say the least. Single mom that raised 4 kids on her own, working full-time, always making sure we felt loved and supported. And I'm beyond blessed that I was raised by a woman who was able to be an adult, show up for her children, her friends, her coworkers, her patients, and anyone within earshot that needed her or just to borrow a little bit of her power. There's nothing I can say to you. It doesn't matter. You're never going to care. But we all show today who she was and have this entire week by the strength that we have had to show and put on ourselves. All for what? You couldn't control yourself for 1 hour, 2 hours, however long you were allowed to be in that hospital? You couldn't walk away? We had to sit there and watch you cry for your mommy after we sat here and watched over and over again how you made sure we will never be able to do that again.
I'm Annette's oldest granddaughter. I was 14 when you murdered her. 14 years old. I had to endure the trauma of her being murdered. A middle schooler, listening to the detectives describe how you killed her. And now I'm 15, having to relive it again this week. I haven't gone a night without thinking about her. I break down randomly in school, and I have to leave class to collect myself. I cry myself to sleep most nights, wondering how someone could do something so cruel, and you don't even care. How is it possible to be so selfish that you take someone's life? The first few months after the murder were unreal. I would leave my house and everything would be a blur. I would be in class 1 minute and sobbing in the counselor's office the next. I couldn't handle the fact that she was gone. We had to go to her house the day it happened to meet with the detectives, and I couldn't even look at her room. Her covers lying on the bed that she was laying peacefully in not even 12 hours ago. She was one of the most important people in my life. I was with her in Austin a week before she died. She was supposed to be here for so many parts of my life, as your son should be in yours. She never got to see me make high school cheer, and I wouldn't have done it without her. She was the person I needed to thank the most. She went to every volleyball game that she could be at. She was always there cheering me on. She doesn't know that I made the high school team, and she didn't get to see my tears of joy when I found out. She always told me to follow my dreams, and when I told her I wanted to be a lawyer, she was so happy. She always told me about the strength that I'll have to have and the work and the hours that I'll have to put in. She didn't get to see me walk the stage when I was inducted into the college program at my high school, where I'm studying criminal justice. She doesn't get to see me graduate high school, and she didn't even get to see my little sister graduate kindergarten. Anytime I think of any of my accomplishments, I'm in tears. Not tears of joy, but tears of sorrow, because she didn't get to see any of them. I miss her more than words can describe, and the fact that she died so traumatically messed me up in a way that I don't know if I can recover from. My perception of the world is completely shattered. I'm always on edge, scared something's going to happen to me. I miss the girl I was before. I was just a normal teenage girl who wasn't worried about someone coming to a place where I should be completely safe taking my life. And it makes me sick that you can come up here and give your testimony with absolutely no remorse in your voice. The only thing that you were worried about was the fact that she cheated on you. I have nothing else to say.
Hello, I'm Annette's oldest daughter. I cannot even begin to express the feelings I'm having today. and sitting here having to relive this nightmare of losing my mom. Not only losing my mom, but hearing the awful details of her tragic death. But I'm going to try my best for my mother. If you knew my mom, you would know she was an angel on earth. She lived for her kids, she lived for her grandkids, and she lived for her patients. You know, the ones that she was caring for the day her life was tragically taken by someone who doesn't even deserve to be breathing the same air as the families in this room. It takes a special person to be a nurse, patient and kind, generous with their time. When we were younger, my mom had 4 kids at home that she was raising alone. She never once complained about how long and many hours she spent at the hospital away from her kids. Her heart was entirely into her career, which showed daily with every mommy and baby she cared for. She also valued the time she spent outside her long hours at the hospital. Being a single mother is not for the weak, especially with the 4 of us. Some years we would have to get up at 2 a.m. on Christmas mornings to open gifts before she had to be at a 12-hour Christmas Day shift at the hospital, pretty much every other year. She had a heart of gold. She was such a selfless person. Here I am before all of you, a mother myself, having to speak about the vicious murder of mine. It feels unreal. At 38, I still need my mother. She was my only parent. I still want to call her every day and ask her questions about cooking or weird health symptoms that my kids or I might be having, questions about my childhood. But I can't. All the while, this monster was shouting out, "Call my mom," while he was being taken into custody. Lucky for him, he can still do that. Unfortunately for me, my sisters, my brother, my kids, we can't ever again. My 15-year-old daughter just spoke and gave her statement, but my youngest was only 5 years old when you took her Granny from her. Luckily, we have more than enough good memories that we'll be able to keep alive in her going forward, so she can feel the immense amount of love her Grammy had for her. But still, her own earliest memories of her Grammy will always and only be the horrific story and trauma of her Grammy's death by the hands of someone who should have never had the chance to even set foot in the hospital at all, much less have access to a gun in a hospital on what should be the safest department of the entire hospital. I want to thank everyone here and those who couldn't be here for the outpouring love and support you've given my family and me at this time. I also want to take this moment to grieve with Jacqueline Pokuaa's loved ones and offer my sincere condolences to them. The death of our loved ones, these hospital workers, was not in vain. They left an impact on this world, and they will continue to leave a mark on all, through the patients they served and cared for, and through the improved safety of nurses around the world.
I am Annette Flowers' youngest daughter. I have been at an utter loss of words while trying to describe the way what you did affected me. It has affected every single aspect of my life. I'm also only 30 years old, the exact same age you were when you took her. And now just entering the real years of adulthood, looking at buying a house, starting a new career, and finding the person I want to spend my life with. You took the one person I'm supposed to be able to go to for all my life questions, my mom. While I hope your mom never speaks to you again, and in fact it appears she is not here to support you now, I don't even get that option anymore. There are still times to this day that I will need my mom and I'll go to text her or call her, and the reality hits me all over again. I don't get to share any more special moments with my mom because of you. I didn't get to introduce her to the wonderful man that treats me exactly how she always hoped someone would, someone who's an actual man. I didn't get to take her on the trips I planned and make more everlasting memories with my mom. She doesn't get to see me build a life for myself, and she won't get to walk me down the aisle at my wedding. I've never felt so alone on this earth than the day that you murdered her and every day since. A part of me died with her that day. I don't understand why anyone would bring a gun into a hospital surrounded by the most vulnerable people on earth, where new mothers are learning how to take care of their brand new life that they created with your own child. You don't bring a gun into a hospital unless you have the intention of doing what you did. You didn't bring pepper spray, a taser, or anything else that is for self-defense without costing someone their life. You brought a weapon that does nothing but take someone's life. I'm now terrified anytime I see a gun in public. I grew up running the halls of Mesquite Community Hospital, and now I'm scared of hospitals. I recently had a serious heart event due to the stress of what you did, but I was too scared to even go to a hospital. It took me hours to finally make it to an urgent care, and you did that to me. I just can't comprehend what kind of monster you have to be to not only abuse the mother of your own child, but then take the lives of two mothers from their children all within 1 hour. The absolute disregard for anyone besides yourself is disgusting, and as George already said, you are a coward. She was the only parent I had, and now I have none because of you, and you deserve far more, but you deserve nothing than life, less than life in prison.